Good evening and welcome to the live show. I hope everybody had a great day. The market wasn't looking too bad. Mag 7 was bouncing around. The videos going up. We knew that had bottomed out there. And I hope people played that MGOL. We should have looked at lottery too. That was up yesterday and the chart was looking good. We just never went over it. I was feeling like crap. And that popped up big time today. But MGOL was a nice little runner as well. So you don't need to hit every single one of them. You just need to hit a couple or just hit one of them and just trade it right. And even if there's a couple of them popping, it doesn't really matter as long as you have one solid one. You trade it smart, you're in. If you try to trade them both anyway, it's a disaster. You're going back and forth looking at these charts and trying to figure out where your exit is, and it gets a little wild there. So it's honestly easier just to trade one big popper, and even it doesn't matter if it doesn't go as high as the other one. Again, it's all about trading them smart. So that was MGOL. It still looks good for tomorrow. It's up in the after hours. LTRY is up. APPS, we were looking at that one, and that QNTM still running up there. So a few other ones that were running up we were looking at. So let's see what's going to be popping next. All information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only. It's not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. Here we go. Let's rock and roll and see what's going on in this market. And as we were talking about that MGOL, it was popped up there. It's been running up in the after hours. It's like over 30 cents or something on FinViz. Yeah, it's up to 32 right now. It looks like it's just under 32 cents. And I sold a bunch in the 20s, and I still have a little bit. It looked really good, but I wasn't going to risk it. So I said, keep a little bit for tomorrow and see what happens. It does have that 20 right there at like 37 cents. So it might get dumped off early in the morning. We'll take a look at it. That I already locked in some beautiful profits already. And yeah, I played a couple, not many penny stocks lately. XTIA ran up over 300%. This one, certain charts just look exactly right, and you got to get in them because you know they're going over 100%. And this one, like I said, it could get out of the basement tomorrow. It does look pretty strong, but you never know what it's going to do in the morning. So I like to lock in profits, and like I said, I left a few shares for tomorrow morning to see what it does. It's up right now, and it's all good. Whatever, I made plenty on it, so it's perfect. MGOL, and we'll look at it. But yeah, that's exactly, we pick out these poppers, and you just play them smart. And like I said, there was a few other ones popping, but it didn't matter because all you need is one of them. Play it smart, and you made your money for the day or week. Probably both right there. So that is MGOL. And let's look at our good old B hat, Blue Hat Interactive Entertainment. It was pulled back a little bit today. It had run up yesterday. It almost just looks like a little healthy pullback to me. And it's at like 4.5 cents right here. So yeah, a little healthy pullback. You still have that 20 up there at that 6 cents area. And it could start to move again tomorrow. We'll look at it. Still in a really good spot. That 20 is over it, like I said. And we'll see. It might be next week since tomorrow is Friday. Maybe next week B Hat really blasts off. But we'll look at it. Keep an eye on it and see what it's going to do right there in the morning. And RIME, this wasn't looking too bad today. It's starting to try to curl up here. It looks like it could have bottomed out there yesterday when it had that nice dip down there. And so keep an eye on it. Like I said, even today, what it get down to, it's in the 2 cent area. So it's pretty low right there, and we'll take a look at it. We were looking at it the other day. It ran up just a little bit, and the MACD lines are like curled together, touching each other. Interesting look, and it could bounce up tomorrow, so just keep an eye on that one as well. And TRNR, let's see, it was down another 15 cents, and it's in the basement. I think it's going to cross through unless it pops tomorrow, and I doubt it. So that one's probably it even ran up today. I didn't even see it, but it ran up from 183 to 259. And again, it does not look great unless it really pops tomorrow. And this was the bottom, and it's trying to. I'll keep an eye. It's an interesting look, I'm telling you. And we were looking at it. It tried to get running before, and it's pulled way back down here. So it just could get popping right there. So interactive strength, we'll look at it. And if it not, we'll take it off and not worry about it. PW, that power right, was down a little bit. I think it ran up in the after hours. Let me look. It says it on here. 126 to 130. It's at 122, so I'm not so sure it did. but the Finviz says it's up to 132. Maybe it did run up at some point and then pull back down. We'll have to look at it in the morning. That's PW Power, right? And that is a real estate one. And again, they were looking really, really good. We can go through a few of them. I just opened up the sector right there, so we'll take a look at them. It is setting up. It just kind of pulled back today. Nothing crazy there. PW, and they are just taking their good old time to set up. I mean, they're taking forever. So OCGN, this one is just kind of pulling back. That 20's right there. Tomorrow it could easily curl right back up and be in a good spot for next week. And it's trying to. You can see it. It did go 76 to 72, but it closed at that 73. And that 20 is like right there. So we'll look at it and see where it wants to be. It's the 20's right there at 75. So it's pulled back a little bit. It's still over the MACD. And like I said, tomorrow it could just kind of stay up there. It looked like it tried to bottom the other day, and it does want to run up here. So we'll keep an eye on this OCGN as well. And WISA. This one's definitely setting up, guys. That big curl up, and we know that bottom was down here around 124 area. It's at 127. It did pull back a little bit today, so watch to see if it gets any kind of dip on it tomorrow. It wanted to do 130 to 133. It came back to that 126. So yeah, definitely keep an eye on it for around that 124 and see if it pulls back. But it is trying to set up here. It looks really good. I'd have to say it's either popping up tomorrow or it's setting up for next week. So WISA, you want to keep an eye on that one for sure. And let's look at that LRHC. I think it was up today, wasn't it? Yeah, it was up today. I remember. And like I said, it's going to bounce around. It might not even get out of the basement tomorrow. It might just make a nice little base down here and just give you a nice opportunity to buy it up. And then if you like it, and then ride it up when it sets up. It still has some time. That 20's still coming down. Your 20's at like 43 cents, and it's setting up at like that 50-cent area. It's got that hard support right there, or hard resistance. It will be a support once it gets back up there. It wasn't breaking it before, and next time when it sets up, it should get cruising. If not, it's just going to come back down and have to set up for like a little longer, about a month or two. But yeah, either way, it will pop. So just watch for these bottoms and keep an eye on it if you like LRHC. And that is that real estate one, La Rosa Holdings right there, and STSS. Let's look at Sharps Technology. And it is making that big old curl up there, guys. So keep an eye on this thing. It has that big old fish hook. And that bottom was at 30 cent the other day. It's at 37, and it went 34 to 30. Wait, 34 to 39. It closed at 37 today. So it is going to get set up here. STSS, that definitely is getting set up. So keep your eye on that one as well. And LYT, let's look at that one. Let's see what LYT's up to here. It took that big old dip the other day, and I think it dipped down further today. I'm looking at it now. I definitely know it did. I was just trying to remember offhand. I remember looking at it, but LYT, it did take a huge dip again, and I think today could be its bottom down there at 28 cents. It's down at 29. I'm going to look at this tomorrow. That's a really nice dip and being patient on it. So I will check that bad boy out and see what it wants to do. LYT, and that is a United Arab Emirates one, software company, Lightest Technologies, took a huge dip. And yeah, we're just going to look for it to try to make a little bounce play out of out of that basement there. So I'll look at that, see what it wants to do. And ADTX, our buddy that's just been in the basement for like ever here, it's still in the basement. It's at 9 cents. It's kind of pulling back. And another one where it looked like it pulled back today and it's going to be a bottom, but it just keeps doing it time and time again. So it opened at 9, got up to 10, and came down to 8. It's at like right under 9 cents right now. So again, it can't really pull back a whole lot. It pulls back, but I mean, it's just like it comes down to 9 to 8. It's gonna drop like a penny, and that 20's still up there, and we'll see if it gets set up. Like I said, I'm not messing with this thing. It's just intriguing to me that it's been in the basement that long. And when it does curl up, and if you can definitely tell, I'll let you know. You know that, and it'll be 100%er for sure. So we'll definitely catch it out that bottom. I'm just not trying to jump in it early while it's just pulling back here time and time again. So yeah, we'll definitely keep an eye on that one. one, no problem at all. And like I said, I'll keep you posted because it will be a good one. It reminds me of that ALLR that ran well over 100%, and you just got to time it out right, look at it, see when the chart tells you it's ready, and then nail it. So how about that MAH, a residential real estate one, American Homes for Rent? It was up a little today, but it's looking really good. We talked about it last night and a few times the last few days. 35.13 up to 35.42, and it closed at 35.27 right there. It's in the channel, and it'll work its way up into that $36 area. So AMH not looking bad right there. And let's take a look at CHSN. That's at Chanson International, still in the bottom, making that curl up now finally. So let's see. I'll tell you, we probably figured out where its bottom was already. Right down here, right around that 43 cent area. It looks like, yeah, 43 cent look like its bottom. And that is getting curled up, guys. We know it's been getting curled up. And it's going to bounce around. So just watch for them bottoms right there around 43 cent. It's at 46. So any kind of pullback you can get is going to be good as it sets up. Just keep your eye on it if you like it, CHSN. But it is curling up there, and it's got a lot of room. So you can keep an eye on that one for sure, CHSN. And good old Icon, it was up a little bit today, and another situation where there are these big fish hooks coming up. We identify the bottoms of them. This one was right around 30 cents right there. I'll tell you exactly. ICON. Oh, let me look at this chart. ICON here. And let's see. That bottom was probably yesterday or the day before, right at that 30 cent area. So keep an eye on it's at 32, and this one's getting curled up, Icon, and we were talking about this for the last few days or maybe even a week or so. I don't even know, but yeah, that's got that big setup right there, and it did take a huge dip back there on January 22nd and the 21st. It came down, then the 22nd came down some more, and on the 23rd, so on the 22nd, oh, the 21st already, it was at 209 up to 222 or 220, yeah, and then a couple days later, January 23rd, its high was 56 cents. So now we're looking at a 31. It's getting set up here, and that's good old Icon right there, ICON, and ASTS, AST Space Mobile. We've been talking about this one. It could be hitting that resistance. I'm not so sure it's getting through that top tomorrow, but another good pop up, almost over 10% today again, and it ran what 24.75 to 27.61. It's at 27.18, and again, could pop up early in the morning. Keep your eye on it. It's getting towards that top line, and there's some good resistance right there, right where it's hitting. So we'll have to keep an eye on that ASTS, but that was a good pop up from the bottom. And that was a really nice one, actually. Yeah, we looked at that the last few days as it's been running up there. And again, you'll have to check it out in the morning. How about this OPEN, Open Door Technologies? And we were just talking about this. That bottom was at $1.28. They do have earnings at the end of the month on the 27th. It was up just a tiny bit today. I don't even know what it was up, maybe a penny or so. But it ran 138 to 143, and it did close at 140. So, and it's hitting that 20 right there, and it does look like it's going to try to get over that 143 area. So keep an eye on Open Door. Maybe it pulls back just tomorrow a little healthy, and then gets moving to next week because tomorrow's Friday. So we'll be watching that OPEN. It is trying to get set up. And we looked at this one last night, RANI, and it had run up there in the after hours, and it was run up today a little bit. What did it do? It ran up yesterday 137 to 224, and then today it opened at 214. It went to 215 and then came down to 162. I thought it was running up there, but maybe that was just from yesterday's pre-market or after hours in the pre-market there before. So yeah, it was it only went up a penny today, and it closed yesterday at 217. So it really just opened down a little bit, and then it pulled back. So that was at RANI, and I know we looked at it last night, and after it ran, when they run up like that in the after hours, you got to be careful. That's why you have to be careful with that MGOL. And that's exactly what I was kind of worrying about right there. Could it help it? It could, but a lot of times it'll hurt them when they get that after hours like big momentum right there or big jump up. a lot of times in the morning they're getting sold off real quick, and so you got to be careful with that. And like I said, we got in plenty early, and I kept a little bit for the ride up here, so I'll get out of it, and we'll see what it wants to do there, MGOL. But that was a pretty nice setup. It was looking pretty strong, but again, you just never know with these things, so you have to lock in those profits. It's smarter to lock them in than to really try to play games with them because you will get burned if you try to play. You just stick to that game plan and lock them in. And like I said, you can do an 80-20 rule, whatever you want to do, but make sure you're taking profits and then you're playing with house money if you want to do it. So that's what you want to do with them. And that's MGOL. I just went back to it. We looked at it before, but like I was saying, it was up right there. And we were talking about how Rani, RANI, that ran up yesterday in the after hours. And I was saying how this one did. So you just got to be careful. And they can run up in the morning. But again, after them after hour run ups, you got to be real careful. Austin AUST, Austin Gold Corp, pulling back a little bit, but this thing setting back up, and gold was running up there. And this thing, like I said, that 20 is going to meet up to hit that 50 and get it running again. So keep your eye on AUST. Laptop Travel likes it, and it does look good. And like I said, just watch for it. The 20's back down here at 125. You're at 141, 143 area, right in between there. And just see if it pulls back in the next week or so. And as this 20 and 50 meet up, you have a little time to be patient as it sets up, but it will get moving right there. And that's AUST. And then Altimmune, ALT, we were looking at it last night. It ran up just a little bit today. It was more flat than anything. I think it kind of went back up in the after hours, 7 to 717, and then came back to 687. It closed at 699. So kind of opened and closed right in the same area, kind of that flat look. But I'll tell you what, this thing's getting set up as well. Altimmune ALT, so we'll keep an eye on it. And I remember I was telling you guys I had that obesity drug or something. And them things have been doing really well lately, obviously. So ALT, we'll keep our eye on that. And that SYRS is that Syros Pharmaceuticals. That's that crazy looking company. And it did bottom out the other day. We noticed it, and it was at like 16 cents right there. It's moving up. It's back to 18, and it's trying to get back up there until like that 19 cent area. So SYRS, and that's a crazy company we looked at before, and it ran way up, and they had the insider buying, and it took a huge dip right there. So, yeah, and gold, baby, silver, lithium, anything that's a commodity, you're probably right. Laptop Travel, they are moved. They're all setting up, that's for sure. So we definitely want to be early on them. And we've seen them do this before, and we will be keeping an eye on all that. Lithium, silver, we'll keep an eye on everything. And yeah, this SYRS is curling up right there. Not looking bad. Again, that 20's up there at like 20 cents. You're at 18. So you keep an eye on that one. And CYN here, let's take a look at CYN. That one, didn't they someone say they reverse split today, or I don't even know. Maybe not. I don't see anything right here. CYN. I don't see anything. Did they do anything today? Because I didn't see anything, but it did take a nice dip, it looked like, in the after hours. So I didn't know if they did announce something. I just missed it. And I thought I saw someone post it, but maybe I was looking at something else. I have no idea. But yeah, it was at 9 to 11 and came down to 5. So it took a huge dip right there, CYN. And I'm not sure if they did. I don't see anything. And again, as far as my news goes, I look at FinViz, and their last news report was January 28th when they signed a contract to deploy Drive Mod Tugger at major consumer packaged goods company. So that's as far as I go with my research on the company and the news. So I have no idea if they announced something, but it did pull back there, and we'll figure it out. So that's CYN, and we were looking at it, and again, it's just way down there. It was trying to get set up. We'll see it back on the scanner, I'm sure, and especially with that dip right there. BBAI, that big bear, that ran up today and got into the top. I don't know if it's going to run up anymore. Maybe in the morning, possibly. It did go what? BBAI, I know it ran up there 766 to 821, and it closed at 664. So be careful with this. It did get up into the top, and it does look like it's trying to pull back, and that's BBAI, the big bear AI holding. So keep your eye on that to try to pull back. And again, it ran way up there, and we were super early on that thing. I mean, we used to look at it before it was in like the $2 range. So that is BBAI. And then AUUD, we looked at this thing before, and it actually does look like it's trying to make that hard curl up. Someone asked me to check it out. I looked at it real quick, and I said, wow, that thing looks like it's going to try to curl through tomorrow. So it does look pretty decent. Your 20's up here at like 48 cents. You're at 46, and what's 47 in the after hours. And yeah, it's right there. It says it went kind of flat, but it looks pretty good. I'll have to look at it in the morning, but I would say it looks pretty good. We haven't looked at it in a little while, so I'll take a peek at it, AUUD, and see if it's getting set up. But it looks like it bottomed out just the other day there at 44 cents, just over 44 cents, and you're at like 46 or 47, something like that. So yeah, I'll look at that one, AUD, and see what it wants to do. BURU, good old Nubaru here. That one is potentially bouncing off the bottom. It's up 2 cents right there. And yesterday does look like a good bottom right there at 15 cents. And you're back at 23. And that's BURU. And yeah, it does look like it's going to try to curl back up, guys. So keep an eye on and see if it runs up tomorrow a little bit. BURU. It's not looking bad right there. It's trying to get set up to move. And how about TPOR? I'm not even familiar with this one. TPOR. Oh, this is a transportation bull. So this is an ETF. Yeah, I wasn't even familiar. TPOR, daily transportation bull, three times, and up $1.61. It is starting to try to make it crawl up right there. Let's see what it looks like here in the after hours. It is. I'm not so sure. Let it get. It's going to get up to that $33 area. It has to get into. It's at 32.69. It has to get up into that 33, like 30 area, and then it can really get cruising. It'll get squeezed between that 20 and 50. That 50 is at 33.65, and yeah, it could get cruising right there. Make sure it's still set up tomorrow, going into Monday. We can take a look at TPOR and see what it wants to do right there. I'll look at it. Like I said, I wasn't even familiar with that. It was an ETF. I was wondering what it was. I didn't look it up before we checked out the show. I just wrote it down and I was like, what is TPOR? And that makes sense. It's an ETF that I wasn't really familiar with there. So all good. I'll check it out because it does look good, and that is the transportation sector. And how about SLNH? Let's see this thing. That one looks like it bottomed out yesterday at 160. We're at 184 right now, and this thing's curling up real good, guys. So keep your eye on SLNH right here, 170 to 187. It's at 183, and it's starting to look pretty good right there. It's trying to get set up, so keep an eye on that. And what's ZONE doing? That good old zone. It had run up the other day and it was pulling back. Let me see if it wants to get back in the zone and go back up. It's bouncing around 114 to 124. It closed at 117. And your 50, it's got to get above like 120 right there to really get moving. And yeah, and then it's got to be get cruising over that 126. You got some really good resistance there at 126 area, and then you got your 50 at like 130. So if it can get in between them and keep some momentum, it can start bouncing off them lines. That's what you like. You like it to get in them channels and bounce off them lines. That's usually when you get your best pops, and so that's what you're looking for. That 20 to curl it up, get it into them next channels, and try to pop it up into them next zones, I'll say, since it's ZONE, the zone, and that's clean core solution. So we'll keep an eye on that and see if it does get into the right zone and it does get moving. OST, this is getting into the right zone right there today. It definitely looks like it's getting to be in the right spot, OST. So we'll keep an eye on that tomorrow. Has to just stay where it's at. Don't cross through tomorrow and it'll be good. It was down like 17 cents, not a big deal today. And because yesterday it ran up from 281 to 308 and it closed at 3, and then today 285 to 298 and it closed at 271. Again, could just be that healthy pullback. If it stays right there, it could be pretty good, right? Could be pretty good to be in the right spot to get moving. So OST, Austin Technology Group, we'll look at that one and we'll see if that one wants to cross through or actually get really bouncing right there. So I'll watch that bad boy as well. CLEU, let's look at Clue right here, China Liberal Education. And that one's just right in that bottom right there. Looks like yesterday could be its bottom, but you just never know with these bad boys. And it did take that huge dip on the 30th. It went from that 751 down to 13 cents, and you're still at about 13 cents down here, and a little less than 14. Just like I said, dragging that bottom line. I can look at it tomorrow to see. It did just kind of like have a little bit of a. It doesn't look like it's ready just yet. Let's put it that way. And but it could bounce it right off that bottom line at any point. It just doesn't give me that look that it's ready yet. So we'll keep an eye on it and see exactly if we can get it timed out for that one, because that will be a really nice bounce. And that's that CLEU. SRM. Let's look at SRM Entertainment. This is just bouncing around. This bottomed out the other day down there at 31 cents, and it's curling up really good. SRM. Yeah, I would say 31 cents, yep. And just watch for any little pullback as it's crawling up to hit that line. It wants to get out of that basement. It looks like it's a leisure company, and it is looking pretty good right there, SRM. So I would keep an eye on that. And SMX is a security company, I think, wasn't it? A specialty business. Yes, SMX Security Matters. I thought it was a security company. I'm pretty sure it is. It just says specialty businesses services. But it was up today, and it does look like it's trying to crawl up here. So keep your eye on this bad boy tomorrow. Its bottom was down there at 285 yesterday, and now it's at 352. SMX, not looking bad at all. So keep your eye on it. And that 20 is way up there in the five. So keep your eye on SMX. It could get cruising again. It did recently have that split January 15th. It ran a little bit on January 24th, pulled back, and now it looks like it's trying to crawl up. So SMX trying to get set up right there. Keep your eye on that bad boy. And how about the Lion? We'll look at them guys. We'll look at our big cats. We haven't looked at them. It's just pulling back right there, the Lion LGHL. So let's look at it. 14 to 16. It closed at 15. It did bounce around a little bit. It's right in that line. I don't know if it's ready yet tomorrow. I think it might be a next weeker right there for LGHL. So that's the Lion right there. And CTNT, let me look at the old cheetah. CTNT, and this one is basically going to curl up with it. It just bottomed out today, it looks like, at that 205. It's at 210. Keep an eye on the cheetah, guys, because that one's looking pretty good. CTNT. Oh, I just broke the pencil. CTNT, there you go. And let's take a look at what other one? The Jaguar one, and that is JAGX, and that one's pulling back. It's hitting that line. That one could pull back a little bit. I'd have to look at that one tomorrow. That's JAGX. And Red Cat, R Cat, that one's moving today, and it looks really good. It crossed through, and we were kind of looking at them computer hardware ones. They were getting set up. They weren't looking like they wanted to pop today, but they started to move, and they look pretty good to keep that momentum. So we're gonna go through them bad boys, and that's your big cats right there. And R Cat is looking good. DRCT, let's look at that one. Direct Digital Holdings, up 4 cents, trying to get crawled up. I would say it's starting to set up down here after that pullback. The other day was its bottom down there at 105. It's at 113. Today it ran 115 to 131. It closed at 113, so a little under where it opened, but it is getting set up there. So see if it can cross through. It hit the 20 there, but it wasn't ready to go through at that 128. And again, it went up through it through that to the 131. So DRCT not looking too bad. And here we go. Let's see what's next. APPS. We were looking at this the other day. Remember Digital Turbine? And this took a huge pop. It was right in the top right there. We were looking at it, and it did look like it wanted to run. It ran yesterday in the after hours, and we were looking at it just before too, and it went 329 to 513 today. It closed at 474, and yesterday it went 241 to 349, and it closed up there at that 334 yesterday. So yeah, it's jumped up some more, and honestly, it could run in the morning for a momentum play, but that's about all you're going to get out of it right there. Probably is a little another squeeze up if it runs, but it does have that look like it could. So guys, keep an eye on APPS tomorrow. It could be a little bit of a runner right there if it wants to get moving into that top. We've seen them run a few dollars up there, so keep an eye on that bad boy APPS. And what else? OCEA, I was lost my spot there. Ocean Biomedical, and this thing's way down there. Is it ready? It tried to run up today. It's not really showing me yet that it's exactly ready. Today could have been its bottom though at that 13. It went 15 to 24 down to 13 and closed at 14. And again, it's almost like that little dip and rip kind of look. It could be its bottom right there as it jumped up and bottomed out. I'll keep an eye on OCEA and see if it's just getting ready. And again, a lot of these could be great ones for next week. So I'll definitely keep an eye on that one, see if it wants to get set up there. And this Elf Beauty, we were looking at it last week. It was trying to get set up, and we knew they had their earnings. We were just kind of waiting, and now it'll probably get good. I think it was up like $1 today, and then it pulled back like into the 60s. So you didn't want to mess with it before it, but now it's going to be a good opportunity. 88.26. It got up to 89.27, so it ran up, and then earnings, boom, 65.51. It closed at 6666. So that had the devil all over it. Good old Elf the devil right there. How about that? And yeah, they're like beauty products or something. Actually, they sell them at Old Navy. I think I was telling you this when I was Christmas shopping. I realized they were there in the checkout. I was like, oh shit, that's that company we were just talking about. So yeah, it got destroyed today on their earnings. So I'm guessing they weren't exactly good, is all I can imagine. They didn't sell too many products out of Old Navy, I guess. I didn't buy it, I know that, and so I hurt their sales, and then it dipped real hard. But we'll keep an eye on it. Like I said, the old devil elf here, and see if it wants to pop back up. So we'll keep an eye on Elf ELF, and that'll be a good opportunity. They always are when they pull back like that. So we'll see how it opens up tomorrow, and we'll take it from there on that bad boy. HKD, this thing we had looked at before, and it popped up today, and it could be a runner tomorrow. So just keep your eye on this thing, HKD. It does look like it was trying to run up 268 to 332. It closed at 310, and it did. It popped between that channel right there, and it just moved. So it got stuck up here at like the 200, and it could run up into the top and run a little bit. It is a software company in France. And so just keep an eye on it and see if it wants to run up some more in the morning. And that's HKD right there. And it very well could. It could get into the top the way it looks, or even have a little healthy pullback and really get set up to run there. So we will keep an eye on that HKD. And how about Canopy Growth? We were looking at this. It was up today and ran up, and they must have had good earnings, or their earnings are tomorrow. So, oh yeah, that's right. We said it was going to run up, and then that would be a wrap. Their earnings, it'll probably push it down, I'm sure, and they just keep doing that. So yeah, it ran up yesterday, it ran up today, and that'll be a wrap for Canopy, I can imagine, because it just looks like that, and they all are doing it right now. And whether they beat the earnings or not, it doesn't matter. They are coming down, so I'd be amazed if it goes up. It'll probably try to run up tomorrow if their earnings are after the market closes. It does say February 7th. I'm not sure what time, so keep an eye on it, because if they're after the market, the Canopy Growth could try to run around a little bit, but I wouldn't play it into there because it could be going down quick. And there you go. So let's take a look and see AIM. This one was trying to aim up. It had aimed way down the other day, and now we're going to see if we can catch it back up here. It did take a huge dip yesterday from about, 18 to 13, and now it's back at 15. So we'll see if we can get AIM to pop back up here and really get cruising. It almost looks like it's trying to get set up once it gets back up over that 17, and it can jump back up over 22. It could actually get reset up there. It's a biotech company, AIME. And it is looking decent. Yesterday, they had some news. Some medical center safety committee grants approval to proceed with phase 2 study of Ampligen and infamency as potential combination for something, and then it dipped hard, and now it's ready. I like they have great news, and then it dips real crazy. It's almost like that dip and rip that I keep saying. So we'll keep an eye on that AIM because it looks much better. We did look at CYN. I wrote it down twice, and I don't think it's going to change. But again, I don't know if they did a reverse split today, but it did pull back there, and I didn't see anything on the news or on the Finviz news. So I'm not sure. Somebody can let me know. And that RTC is looking great after that huge pullback here. And I think that bottomed out yesterday and it wants to start moving up. So keep your eye on RTC. RTC, it was on Laptop Travel's lowdown list and it went 66 to 78. And I know we were talking about it and saying it wanted to get moving. It closed at 68, but it did run up a pretty good a little solid today, and it does look like it's trying to get set up. It took a huge dip down here, so keep an eye on that RTC because that one's looking decent right there. And that one is, and then let's look at them other prison ones or whatever they are. I don't even know if these are really prison ones. SSTI, that sound thinking, pull back 30 cents hitting the line, but I'll tell you what, it still looks like it's pretty set up. Maybe it gets back into that channel if it pulls back a little bit tomorrow, but I'm not even sure it wants to. So that's SSTI. I'll keep an eye on that and see if it wants to get into that channel. Geo's pulling back here. We'll let it pull back to the bottom and then we'll ride that up to the top. It likes to get into the top, and it's set up to be bullish. It did need to pull back. It ran up in the top twice without it ever really retracing down here, and that's that security company. So we'll keep an eye on them. And that CXW, that's down a little bit. Core Civic, and that looks like it's hitting that bottom and going to get set up. So we'll keep an eye on CXW and COHU. That one was down today also. It jumped up yesterday and it did pull back today. It doesn't look like anything crazy. Let me see. COHU. Yeah, it was hitting that 20 right there and maybe a little healthy pullback. Maybe it bounces around tomorrow and tries to get set up. So we'll keep an eye on them couple. And that's a semiconductor equipment and materials one. Let me know what you guys want to see. I'll run through our laptop travel list and our Jolie's jams. And then I'll go through and see what you guys want to look at. So go ahead and post whatever you guys want to look at, and I'll definitely cover it. And then we'll check out the scanner and everything else. And of course, there are Crypto Cube, and it looks like Sol's back to 194 right now, so that's looking good. It did look like it was jumping up. You know what I like too? I come down and have all the lights off, and this thing will be on. I can tell what crypto's doing just by the color of like the how it scrolls around my basement down here. Obviously set up a little studio, and yeah, I could tell as soon as I opened the door. I'm like, oh, crypto must look good if I hadn't just looked at it because I could just see the stock cube is just going around with crypto prices, and I know if it's red, it's red, and it literally will like illuminate downstairs. I'll look, open up the door, and be like, "Oh, sweet, let me look at the prices when I get down here." And yeah, it'll be up. I'm telling you, this thing is so cool. It definitely is a great thing for people like myself that loves to trade, and other people like you guys. I bet that enjoy things. It's just really cool on the desk, and I'm telling you, it makes you feel like you're at Wall Street trading. I was trading MGOL today, and I'm sitting here looking at this thing scroll around on my desk, this little Rubik's Cube, the stock cube, and I'm like, man, this thing is so cool. It just puts you right in that like little atmosphere, I feel like. And I don't know, at least it did for me. And yeah, I enjoyed it. So I was just trading with it, loving it. And again, I trying to get over being sick. My little guy had a 104 fever. He had to get on antibiotics. We had to take him to the doctor. And yeah, he's been sick since last week. Last Friday, he started getting a fever. So we hope that the antibiotics will help him. And he's just a tough little dude. He doesn't complain about it much. He just lays around and just takes it. It's crazy. His temperature was super high. We didn't even know. We were like, damn, you're burning up, dude. Took his temperature, and it had just gone like up from like 101 to like 103, almost 104 it was at. We were like, Jesus. And yeah, so not fun. And then, like I said, my wife's not feeling well. It's crazy. Everyone's sick around here. Anyway, I'll be getting better. I'm feeling a little bit better, so hopefully tomorrow I'm back on track and we can I don't try to miss much, so let me tell you. So, if I miss a show and I say I don't feel well, I definitely don't feel well. That's for sure. Like the other day, I really didn't feel well. So, here we go. Let's look at our laptop travel list here and see what's going to be cruising on a Friday. And you can play some of these tomorrow real quick going into the weekend. A lot of these are great setups. And again, just play them quick tomorrow and then look for your opportunities again after the weekend because you just never know, especially these weekends have been wild. But I will go through crypto and everything when we get to it and tell you my overview of what I see and what I think's about to be going on. So I'll tell you that. And so let's roll through these bad boys and let's get cruising. AVTE, just a little pullback today. I would just wait for that one. Could be pulling back tomorrow. CAST was at Cast. And that is like that winery company. Why isn't it even coming up? Did they change their name? Hold on. CAST. I don't even see it now. Where'd they go? There was, or is it CASK? Maybe that's a K, isn't it? Cask? Yeah, not cast. Yeah, I was gonna say, hold on, I wrote it down wrong. It's cask, CASK, not a T. And I was like, wait a second, that doesn't even make sense. Cast. Heritage Distilling, yeah, cask is much makes more sense. So that's still there, and this thing's actually getting to be in a great spot again, guys. I had run up in the 20s, about to take it. I don't know if it'll do it tomorrow, but it could be a great one for next week. That's for sure. So we'll keep an eye on that CASK, not T, and we can look at that one. CRBP, that's at Corbus Pharmaceuticals. We had looked at this a while back. This had some nice run ups for us. CRBP. And let's see if it wants to run up again. It did yesterday, 960 to 1139. It's at 1130. It's in the channel. Like to see what it did tomorrow. It could just pull back, but get set up there. So that one could be a good one for next week. CRBP and CRWS. It looks like Crown Crash. Oh yeah, this is that crazy one. And it's looking good, guys. I'm telling you, CRWS. I know as soon as I pop it up, it's going to have this crazy chart. It does. And today it went 430 to 452. It closed at 452. I'm telling you, this thing looks crazy, guys, and it looks pretty good. So I'm gonna jot this down here. CRWS, so I don't forget it. Because I'm telling you, that thing just has a crazy look on it. When they have that crazy look, they like to have a quick pop on them. So I'll be watching that thing for sure. And FRST, Primus Financial, that's curling up real good, guys. I'd watch this tomorrow. FRST. Let me see. Yeah, it looks real good. 1106 to 1118. It closed at 1115. Your 50s all the way up here to 1169. Not sure it's getting up that high, but you could get some momentum out of that tomorrow. So keep an eye on that. FRST, because that one's looking pretty good for tomorrow. HMST. Let's see that one. Home Street. And that one's looking really good too. Home Street. HMST. Yeah, I mean it's running up. It ran today from 1046 to 1079. It's at 1073, and your 50's right there at 1092. So it does look like it wants to get up there tomorrow. Keep an eye on that one as well. HMST, that's not looking bad. ICMB, let's see what that one's doing. InvestCorp Credit Management. And this one's just going to get set up. I think it'll be one maybe next week, possibly the week later, unless it jumps up on that over that 50 because the 20 and or that hard support line, that trend line, because your 20 wants to meet up with the 50. But we'll see what that one wants to do. ICMB and NKTW. What is this? Hold on. NK. What did I write down? That's because it's NTKW. Tell me, I can't. Right? What am I doing? It's a NTKW. I don't see anything for that. Maybe I wrote it down. I could have written it down wrong, but I'll do OFS and laptop travel. Let me know because I probably wrote it down wrong. My bad. OFS. Let's see. Here we go. OFS is pulling back. It was in that channel. 815 got up a penny and then came down to 8. Nothing too crazy, but it's hitting that MACD line. It did look much better yesterday, and it did pull back right there, OFS. So we'll look at that, and it's still pretty much in that channel, and it has some good support right here at that $8. So I don't see it going down much below that. If it does, it's coming down to like 789. It has all kinds of support and stuff, and all kinds of stuff going on there. That's an asset asset management company, OFS. So keep your eye on that one. I don't know if it's going to be run tomorrow, but it is setting up. And PTN, Palatine Technologies, and this ran up today, and it is setting up. We'll have to see if it gets through the MACD tomorrow. PTN, because it did run up really nice today, 86 to 138, and it closed at 99. So keep your eye and see if it can run up some more tomorrow. But it did run up today there, PTN. So pretty nice run up as well. Riley, B. Riley Financial. We were looking at this a few weeks ago, and it's just been bouncing around. Let me see, because it wants to get into this channel. It is in that channel, 471 to 506, and it's at 484. So this one has been just setting up there. It's going to just bounce around, to be honest with you. I don't know if it's not ready to have that pop yet, so it's just going to have one of them bounce arounds for a little while. And Sky, SKYE. I can't even spell sky. SKYE. I'm telling you, spelling's not my thing anymore. Or reading. SKYE. Sky. That one's getting rolled, ready to run up into the sky. I think we talked about this the other day. It ran up some today, 290 to 329. It's closed at 298. And yesterday probably was its bottom area at that 270. It does look really good. And that 50's right there, like 319. And I'm telling you, that thing looks pretty decent to get set up. It wants to run around now, and it also wants to get set up to run down the road. So that's pretty bullish to get moving. STHO, Star Holdings, that one's guys, watch this tomorrow. STHO, unless it ran big in the after hours. Let me see. 866 to 897. It's at 891, and I would keep an eye on the Star Holdings because it looks really good right there. So that could get cruising right there. STHO. TBNK, let's see that one. TBNK, Territorial Bank Corp. That's just flattened out right there, but getting set up. It's not exactly ready yet, but it's an oddball one too. I'll have to look at this bad boy, TBNK. I'll check it out tomorrow. It's moving. I had some weird runs there, like $5 to 948, and so yeah, I'll keep an eye on that. Just see what it wants to do. I don't think it's ready just yet. There, TBNK, and good old Twin. It was like Twin Disc Incorporated is what it's called. And that one ran up actually yesterday. We were looking at this for a while there, and it did. It ran up yesterday from 1182 to 12, came back down to what 1093 is where it closed, and then today it opened at 1025, got up to 1180, and now it's at 1139 and looking pretty good. So keep your eye on this Twin. It's trying to run around. It looks like it's trying to curl off of that MACD really hard after it had that almost that dip and rip look. So keep your eye on that TWIN. Not looking bad. And there's your laptop travel list. Let's look at that Agrify real quick. AGFY. If I could type it in, AGFY. Let's see. Here we go. And it was down 239, and it might have to come back into the 19. It was looking really good yesterday, guys. And then today it pulled back. I'm not exactly sure why. What did they announce? That was yesterday. They announced something. They appointed someone to the board of directors, but today it pulled back there, AGFY. So we'll keep an eye on it and see when it really wants to get set up here. But it's going to stay up around this area. Could have some pullback, like I said, down to the 18. So it looked great yesterday, and then it took a little dive after that news, and we'll have to keep an eye on it. BLNK was getting set up. It was up a penny today, and it does look pretty good, guys. So if you like this BLNK, blink charging, now's the time to take a look at it because it looks like that 115 could be its bottom right there. 114 yesterday, 115 today. And yeah, it does look pretty good to try to get curled up there. So BLNK looking a little better. And how about our Sezzle, SEZL? That was up 318. I'm telling you, this thing it looks great, guys. I wish they had options on it because it is a good one right here, and it does want to get running. It's at 247, and it does want to get cruising. It is setting up. It could run up a little bit more to that 261, pull back and jump around a little bit, but that is SEZL Sezzle, and it's about to sizzle soon. So Sterling STRL, that infrastructure one, that one's about to cruise. It was up today like 487. Remember I told you yesterday it was looking great right there, and it it did get moving. So keep your eye on this Sterling because it looks really good to keep running. STRL, and that's Sterling Infrastructure. It's at 148 or 150 now, and it does look good. Could get up into the 163 area. So keep your eye on that one, looking nice. And let's see what's Rivian up to. RIVN. That was up 3 cents. It looks like it's trying to set up. I don't think it's going to get curled through right there. And the only reason why it doesn't look like it wants to, they have earnings on the 20th. It looks like it wants to get pushed down, bounce around until earnings. So we'll keep an eye on Rivian. We always look at it, but I don't think it's ready to run just yet. And that Symbotic took a nice dip today. And what did they have earnings? I bet. Yeah, probably. Earnings today, February 5th. Yesterday it was. So there you go. Earnings. I'm telling you, they've been smoking everybody right now. And yesterday, what it do? It ran what 30.58, and it came down to 25.44. And today, it went from 25.55 to 27.58, and it closed down. It closed at 26.09, looking a little better for SYM. But it did come down to that support line down there at like that $25 area. So that is Symbotic SYM. And we'll see. It could just bounce around and pull back as it's setting up because it could take a little bit of time now. It was looking pretty good, but they're all just getting beat down on earnings. So yeah, it's got to set up again. And that's your Jolie's Jams right there. So let me see what you guys want to look at. Let me just take a quick look and see. Let me take a look and see what these are. Yeah, we have to look at some gold. I'll have to go through them. The gold, lithium, and silver. Let me jot that down real quick. Silver, lithium, and the gold ones. We'll take a peek at some of them bad boys. Let me see. Elab. Let's see that. We haven't looked at it in a little bit. Let's see. Up 10 cents, trying to curl back up. You're right. It does look pretty good, huh? Elab. It does look pretty good. That 20's up there, $2. It's at $1.88. So not looking bad. I would keep an eye on Elab tomorrow, see if it can run back up there. Not guaranteeing you, but it's not looking bad again going into a Friday. So there you go, deleted. Not like I said, I'll take a look at it. Doesn't look terrible right there. And that RTC, we definitely looked at that one. Like I said, that's looking really good from that dip down there. And I think that's getting set up from today. So definitely keep your eye on RTC. I like it. Amazon plans to spend $100 billion this year to capture once in a lifetime opportunity in AI. So Amazon's willing to fork out the money right there. They're not worrying about it. And yeah, that's pretty wild right there. Um, they had an extra 83 billion in capital expenditures last year, so there you go. That's Amazon looking to spend some money. So that's going to be one of yeah, I was gonna say Amazon is one of Nvidia's biggest customers, and they're going to definitely grind right into them right there. So keep an eye on that. But honestly, it could be good. And to be honest, with everything AI right now, I think there's just not enough supply anyway. So I think any of these big companies that can provide supply, there's plenty of demand for it. What did Dell say? Like they couldn't meet the demand anymore up to 2025. Like they're already booked. Like they can't take any more orders or something crazy. Like it's wild. Like these companies just can't even meet it. So I don't know if it's really going to hurt anybody necessarily, just because the market is so big. And again, that's this year, next year, maybe down the road as the companies that are the best ones, they'll squeeze out the other ones or buy them up. But yeah, I don't know if it's really going to hurt them as bad just yet because of the huge demand for it. It's crazy. CYN, we did that. Daniel Lewis, let me tell you again, I forget what I even said. Oh, yeah, I keep asking. We did it twice, actually. It's way down there, dipped down today, and I was wondering if it had a reverse split. I didn't see anything. But what it came down from, like, it went up to 11 and came down to 5. It's at 6 cents right now. I'll have to look at it in the morning after that dip right there. So we'll see what it wants to do there. And yeah, it definitely did pull back. So CYN, we'll keep an eye on it, and it just keeps dipping on us. So we'll just look at it, see when it wants to get cruising there, and we'll find that bottom, like I said. So that's CYN. Let me see what else is here. Um, let's see. Boom, boom, boom. Let me see. Hold on. I just saw. Oh, there they are. SMH. I knew Luis Rodriguez posted some. I didn't even. I was trying to find them there. SMH and Deck. Let's see what they're doing. SMH. That's that Van X Semiconductor, and it is getting that big curl up, guys. But I think it's going to hit this 20 tomorrow, like 249, and possibly just stop itself. And we'll have to see. SMH. Yeah, it's right in. I think it'll hop into this channel tomorrow, and whether it gets through, I think it's going to depend on what goes on this weekend for Monday. So it's almost hard to tell. I think it'll run up a little more tomorrow into that channel. We'll look at it. Remind me tomorrow, Luis Rodriguez. We'll definitely look at that SMH and see if it does that. It runs up into that channel, and literally, it's going to depend on if something crazy goes on the weekend. So we'll have to keep our eyes on that and look at it like Sunday night. Deckers, that DECK was down a little bit. Looks like it was down a little more in the after hours. Let me see. What did it do today exactly? DECK. I just wrote in FECK. That didn't work. But anyway, it went 173.86 to 177 and it pulled back. I knew that. 170, it came to 170 and it closed at 172.06. So a little under where it opened at. And I still think it's getting set up. It just has some time right now after that beatdown. And it has to get back up over that 177, like 85 area, DECK to really get moving. So maybe it just bounces around down here for a hair, and we'll keep an eye and find that where when it wants to get curled up there. That CLS looks like it was pulling back. It was down $10. Looked like it was pulling back. And then what is it? 140 down to 127. It closed at 134. It would have been nice to catch that little bottom, but it does look like it wants to pull back a little bit on that. So just be careful. We'll see tomorrow. Maybe it was just a little pullback dip and rip for today. I'm not exactly sure on that Celestica or whatever it's called, CLS. It does look like yesterday that 145 could be its top right there for the moment. It was hitting that resistance. See how far it can pull back. That 20's down here at 113. So we'll have to see if that can bounce back up tomorrow. CLS and PSQ Holdings. This one's getting set up, guys. You definitely want to keep an eye on this. It's getting bullish and it's setting up here. PSQH. It's looking good to get moving. So keep your eye on that one for sure. QH looking good right there. I have to say that. I like that one, Luis Rodriguez. That looks good. BFH. Let's look at that one real quick. BFH. Bread Financial Holdings, and this one is getting curled up. I'm not sure it's going to go right through this time. It looks like it wants to make that hard curl up, but I think it's going to get stuck there. Let's see what it did. Today, 62.80 to 63.23. Close at 62.77, and it does have a weird look. I have a feeling it's just going to stay down a little bit or right in this little channel and then get set up. It is bullish, but it could be a couple weeks there. BFH, I'll see that one tomorrow. And SMCI, this was looking good, guys. I was saying it was setting up, and it did. It ran from that bottom right there, 25.71. It's at 33.86 now. They do have earnings coming up. When is it? February 11th, so you're good until next Tuesday. And let's see SMCI, and it did look good. So it's hitting that 50 and that resistance. A lot of them aren't busting through right now, but this is in a good place. So we'll have to see. I can't promise you it's going to run up tomorrow. Yeah, I think the market conditions will completely determine where this one goes tomorrow. If it's a green day for everything, this one's running up. If not, it's coming back down. That's what it looks like to me. And SMCI with highly anticipated earnings on Tuesday. You're torn because it could go either way. Today, Kramer said sell. So now yeah, I'm telling you, it looks like, honestly, I probably wouldn't play it into the earnings just the way it ran up. I'd be afraid of that. It could run up some more tomorrow. So I would be careful over the weekend, Luis Rodriguez. If you're in it, I would just play it a little safer and take one that you know is going to be definitely popping up. That one could come back down any which way. And again, these weekends have been crazy, so you just never know. Before Biden slept the entire week, I mean, he didn't even say anything for months, many, many months. You didn't even know he was alive, honestly. You didn't even know someone ran the country. No one ran the country. And now, I mean, they're just doing crazy stuff all the time and just ripping through everything. I love it. And so you just never know at any moment they're going to be doing anything right now. So and everything moves with that news and everything Trump says. So you just have to be a little skeptical and cautious. I'll say not skeptical, just a little cautious, especially going in the weekends right now because you just never know. So yeah, play that SMCI. Just like I said, I think it could run up there tomorrow. Be careful with it going into the weekend and into Monday. Maybe it runs up Monday more, but I would be a little careful. And that QQQ, you're right. It is going up there, has that resistance right there at about 531.50 area, maybe a little higher. It's at 529, and it looks like it's going to hit that and just set up here, that QQQ. So, yeah, we'll keep an eye on that as well. But just watch for it to hit that resistance there tomorrow and then kind of just set up and pull back probably into the 519. And that is your ETF as well. So, that is the QQQ, the Trust Series. And it is definitely setting up bullish, probably about 2 weeks down the road right there. So I would say that. And let's take a look and see what else is going on here. Rhyme has an upcoming reverse split for Monday, so let me look. I knew something. Somebody posted something. I forgot what it was. Maybe it was. There you go. It's Rhyme. Maybe I thought it was CYN and it was Rhyme. They announced a 1 for 200 reverse split today, so maybe that's what I was thinking, and I just was a little mixed up there. I appreciate that. Thanks, deleted, because I'm telling you, for some reason I thought CYN had a reverse split today, and it was probably Rhyme that I saw, and I don't know what I was looking at again. I don't feel 100%, so who knows? But yeah, I was just like, what? They're already reverse split. It just dipped down. How the hell are they doing that? And so that makes more sense if these guys do it and they have to get back in the compliance zone. And I'm telling you, it's set up nice. It ran up, and now they do the old reverse split. So that's why I don't like these penny ones. And I get out of them because that MGOL running up, they could just pull like a reverse split or an offering tomorrow at any moment. You just know it's just crazy right now. So you just can't really trust them at all. Let's look at our SPY. It was up 210 today, and it is rolling off that MACD, looking pretty good. So it's not looking terrible. And let's see. But it did look like it kind of hit that top at like that 606 area. It's at 605, and I could see it just kind of not running up too hardcore tomorrow. And that 20 and 50 are meeting up right here. It is bullish, don't get me wrong. We'll have to see. Maybe it pops up tomorrow and then pulls back next week. I don't, guys, it's all over the place all the time now. And you could just see they're bullish, but they're jumping around so much. That's why you got to be careful going into the weekend. So we'll look at it tomorrow. I could tell once it opens up. You could pretty much tell immediately. But the night before on some of these, the setup gets a little crazy because they change around so fast. And but yeah, some of the penny ones are easier. But like the SPY, like I said, after it just ran up these 3 days, it looks like it would rather pull back, but it's still curled up off that MACD. And then the 50 and 20 are meeting up. It looks good. So I'll have to look at it in the morning. You know, we'll look at it at 7 a.m., that's for sure. And Apple AAPL, that's trying to move back up. That looks like it wants to curl back off the MACD, but does it 100%? It's in this channel. It's at the 20 to 50s up there, 240. So we definitely have to take a look at it and see if they really want to get rolling tomorrow. AMZN was up 266, and then it pulled back big time in the after hours and that's the thing. This one had the earnings and pulled back Amazon, so it might drag down the market because this thing went from 237 to 239 and it came down to 221. It did close at 229 right there, but it definitely pulled back Amazon and it's crossed down. So again, it was super bullish and they will be. It's just these earnings are just crushing these things for whatever reason. Google was up a penny, pulled back a little bit, but remember they had that dip with AMD the other day, so that's got to get set up. And Meta, what I keep telling you is Zuck's insane. The thing's up $7 today to 711.99, and it still looks like it wants to run up here. So just be careful; it's way at the top. But I've been telling you, Meta's crazy. And Microsoft MSFT, that's up 253, and it's getting set up here. And that bottom was the other day. Just be careful at that 419 area because it wants to hit some resistance up there. But MSFT looks pretty decent to try to get curled up finally, and that one had taken a beating down there. So we'll keep an eye on Microsoft and Nvidia. That obviously was been going up, and it's going to hit that resistance at 129. I'd be careful. It doesn't look like it's going to cross through tomorrow. They have earnings coming up on the 26th, and I have a feeling it's going to pull back a little bit after tomorrow. So just be careful with Nvidia, especially going into the weekend. And Tesla, like I told you, it was bearish here, and it is going down. Went down 385 again today, a little more in the after hours. So we'll have to see when Tesla wants to get set up. And AMC was down a penny, but this bad boy is getting set up, guys. I'm telling you, just watch for these dips. That bottom was the other day at 295. So keep your eye on AMC. We know that's going to be the next roaring kitty one to pop. So keep your eye on it. Unity, that was up 8 cents. It's actually setting up again, but AMC is going to do it faster. And that Chewy, we just ran that one up, and it was up 17 cents. It's trying to curl back up, but I'm not so sure it's ready yet. And then our GameStop will be the last one, probably. That's all the way down, coming down to the bottom. And then that'll have to get set up and get moving. So, yeah, AMC right there, looking pretty good. It's getting set up. And like I said, your bottom's right there at 295. And that's the Roaring Kitty revolving stocks that he hits, I bet, because I'm telling you, we've pretty much nailed exactly his formula, I think. And I've been playing them. And Chewy was the last one. Unity was first. This is AMC, and then GameStop should be next. We'll see if any of them are set up real fast in between. But there you go. And let's look at the rest of this list. Netflix, this one's been crazy right here. Netflix, it went way up again today. It's over $1,000, and it's in the top, so it might run up here, but again, it's over $1,000. It's way up there. AVGO was down a little bit, and this thing's getting set up. And again, I don't think that the semiconductors are exactly ready. They were setting up. I'm not so sure that they're going to bounce through that MACD. I think it might come down a little bit, and the next time they get set up will be when they get popping. So that's what they look like to me. MU was up 94 cents, but again, I don't know if it's ready to curl through right there. I have a feeling it could pull back. TSM was up $1.93. Same situation right there. It's up to like 210.80. Not sure it wants to curl through. SMCI, that's been on a different playing field. It's a different setup, and that one could still run up some more. Just like I said, be careful. We just went through that one, and they have that earnings. So just be careful with SMCI, but it is running up there. And AMD, we've know that pulled back the other day. It pulled back a little bit more, and obviously I think that bottom was yesterday when it pulled back. It's just kind of has to set back up here and get cruising again. So it's not ready. Obviously, take some time for AMD. And let's take a look and see. Let me see what it looked like in the after hours. Yeah, AMD's got to get set up again. And let's see what is it? QCOM, Qualcomm. This one's been running up, and again, earnings, like I said, it topped out there. Don't touch it. Boom, it came down like $6 right there. So we can almost play the puts on these earnings right now. I feel like I might have to do it, to be honest. I might have to give it a shot because it's almost like you can see that they run up, and all of a sudden they're going to pull back right there for their earnings. No matter what the earnings are, they just pulling back. So that's QCOM and Intel INTC. This one's got to set up, but it still has some time. PayPal was running up. It was down today. And remember, it had that big dip the other day, so it has to get set up. And Snow's getting set up here. It was down 256. I think it's going to pull back to get set up. So watch it come back down into like the 179, 170 area, possibly low 180s. And then it can get set back up to run. That's SNOW. And let's take a look at, where am I? Dell, we talked about this earlier. It was up $1.47. It's about to hit that resistance right here at like 108. It's at 105. And I don't think Dell's going to cross through either. It's kind of hit that MACD right there in the 20. I just don't think it's going to make it through. So I think some of these might be red tomorrow. And like I said, I think the SPY could be down a little bit. So that's what they look like at the moment anyway. PLTR, let's look at that thing. How about that beast up another $9 today? Still in the top. And that's why you don't want to play with that or short it anyway. And Sophie, that one's down, but I wouldn't short this because it's hitting that support line and very well well could possibly bounce right up. And Mara was down 23 cents. I'm telling you, these things are trying to get set up right here. And Riot, the same thing. They look like they're trying to get set up. And that CLSK, I told you, that was set up. It was running up today at some point. They have earnings coming up. I'd be careful. Oh, they had earnings, what, today? And it ran up. Wow, that's odd. CLSK. Yeah, it did. 10:55 to 11:20. It closed at 10:92, and yeah, it does look pretty good right there. So I'd be careful though. Tomorrow I'll have to take a look. Not many of them are actually running up. It looks like it still has a little more setup time on it, is what I thought anyway. And coin was down another 477, and that one can pull back a little bit more and get set up. So DJT was actually up $2, and this thing's curling up finally. So DJT not looking bad. It's been pulling back and actually moved, and the 20 and 50 are up there at $34. It's at 32 right there. So you got to keep your eye and see if it can get through that. I'm not so sure it will, but it might run up a little more tomorrow. And remember, I've been talking about PHUN. Good old fun. It was down a little bit, but it's getting set up to be in the right spot and curling up. So definitely be keeping your eye on PHUN because it is looking good to curl up. And that bottom was the other day at 371, and today it went 393 to 404. It closed at 390, and PHUN is going to get fun right there. And MTN, I told you guys this thing was going to run. It was up today, that's for sure. It's curling up really good, that mountain. MTN, it ran up 167 to 173. It's at 169 right now. And this thing actually does look like it wants to try to move. So keep your eye on it. It's on that nice support line right there and wants to get cruising. Gets through this 20 at 173. It should get right up to 180 and keep on cruising there. So that is Mountain Vale Resorts. And I was saying they were looking good right there. And good old McDonald's was up today. I was saying it was getting set up. It did pop up today, and it actually might run some. I was expecting like another day, to be honest with you, but it did pop up today. I'm not sure if something happened with McDonald's. They announced their quarterly cash dividend, so I guess that made it all people all excited for McDonald's, and it did pop. Everyone went and got a Big Mac, 288.83 to 297, and it closed at 294. So it is looking much better right there. To run up a little bit, McDonald's and good old Boeing. Like I told you, this thing is just bullish, guys. Keeps going up 296. So keep your eye on Boeing as it just continues to go up and space continues to go down. And like I said, that thing's a disaster anymore. So I'm not so sure that one's a good one. IBM was down $9, but this one was way up into the top. We ran it up there and it is pulling back there. And yeah, it could be pulling back pretty good. So IBM could be pulling back hard if you want to try to put it down there to like the 240s. It might even come down to. So that's IBM. And let's take a look at what other one here. Disney, that's it. Up $1.55. This one's just getting set up. It's trying to roll off that MACD. They just had earnings. That was what, yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. So Disney's trying to get set back up there. And Oxy, these things are just trying to get set up. It's down, and it's just going to take a little time for that. And ExxonMobil was down as well today. And like I said, they got to get set up. Nike was down 283, coming back down to this 70 area, it looks like, to get set back up. It did run up there, hit some resistance, and couldn't get through. So Nike is getting set back up. Watch for that bottom there. And DXYZ is up 97 cents, getting set back up, that Destiny Tech 100. And there you go, our big caps and our spy and everybody like that. And let's take a look at our crypto real quick and just see what's going on with that stuff. Hold on one second. I'm going to do this real fast. Hold on. Give me 1 second. And we will. Oh, let me see. Oh, never mind. I was trying to bring up the stock. I wanted to see the website. I don't even know if I ever really went on it. But anyway, no big deal. That stock cube's awesome. I'm telling you. I was going to show you guys, but I'll make it a video. I'll show you guys what it looks like, and I'm telling you, it's so cool. I'm looking at it now, and what is it? Bitcoin Sol's at 195.70. Ethereum's at 27.32. Ripple's at 236 right there. Let's see, Doge at 25, ADA's at 72, Chainlink's at 18.99, and they're not looking too bad, to be honest with you. Let me see when Bitcoin comes back around up here. It will come back real soon. I actually missed it as it was just going by. And yeah, it tells me my SPY and then Bitcoin's coming up right now. So I'll let you know. And then we'll go through them. 97,696. Wow. It's moving back up. We gotta see this. Oh no, it was around there. It's at nine. Yeah, it's right around there. That's for sure. 97,000. That's exactly it right there. So yeah, it did kind of bounce back up a little bit. It was down a little bit more. So let's go ahead and look at our crypto and see what the charts are doing. And I'll tell you what I think about these things. Yeah, it's definitely up there, a little up than it was. And I'll tell you exactly what I think's about to happen here. So you have your 50 coming down on Bitcoin, right? And it's going to act like a magnet here. It looks like it's going to come down the next few days, and Bitcoin's going to jump up on it for whatever reason, and it's going to pull the other ones up like a magnet. Now, here's the thing, though, and I think a lot of people are. Don't really understand 100% what's exactly happening here with crypto. So, what's going on with crypto is, and a lot of big money went into into some of these altcoins, like really heavy, like your sheebs, and there's a whole list of them. You have your I mean, there's just tons of them that you have, like LDO and just I mean MNT, AAVE, there's just tons of them. Internet computer, what, ICP, and just a million of these things. CRO is a big one, FIL, and just a million of them. ARB was like Arbitrum, and yeah, you could scroll down. Like I said, LDO, Lido, that's a bigger one. The just TIA, that's Celestia, Optimism, OP, that was a pretty good one. And there's just a ton of them. IMX, you could go down a list of a million of them. I'm not even kidding. Even Bonk, INJ. The list goes on and on and on and on forever. Jasmy Coin and all these coins, a Sandbox, SAND, Psy was supposed to be a big one there, SEI, and if you look at these kind of coins right there, they're getting absolutely kind of destroyed. They're never really moving, guys. And there's a lot of big money in these things. And I think they're just finally understanding and coming to reality that these altcoins, them ones in particular, are not going to really have a huge run. They've been down, they're not catching momentum. And I'll explain why and what coins will run. And I've told you exactly which ones would be good. And they're exactly the good ones to be in. And I told you my biggest position was Solana, and it was a safe big coin. It was going to do a nice big run up. And I was telling you guys early, it's still way up there. And I told you about Ripple was looking good, and also Bitcoin. I said Ethereum was all right, but the top ones, you had to have them because in this cycle, you didn't know what was going to happen. And a lot of people were betting that these altcoins would have that big altcoin cycle again, like they did last time. And like my buddy, he told me he had like 30 coins last time, and they all just went crazy and they made all kinds of money. This time I told him, yo, focus on one or two. Solana, obviously, Ripple being the other one. He put all of his money basically into them too. He put a couple dollars into these altcoins with his other like friends that do it, and they got blown out the water. Like Psy and stuff, they had all kinds of money in these things, and they're just smoked on them. And they came to. I told him today. I'm like, yo, the reality's coming real clear to these guys. Now my buddy's up huge. I mean, huge positions in Solana and Ripple, up giant amounts of money right now. And most people in this bull run, it's supposed to be a bull cycle right here, are not up because they have a lot of money involved in like sheebs and stuff like that are just way down. And if you didn't load up on Solana, Ripple, Bitcoin, and Ethereum, you're getting smoked. And the other thing is, so that what happened was, and I'll explain exactly what happened and why it's working this way. So Trump comes in, he launches the Trump coin, and the thing goes wild, right? So now all of a sudden it starts up this meme thing. You had more money jump in that day. Like I said, it made millionaires like crazy. Also, it dumped it pulled the rug on a ton of people. They're buying it up there like $50, $60, and you're down at like 17, I think it's at. So ton of people lost money as well. A lot of people made a lot of money. It depended when you got in and if you sold, if you traded it smart. That's how everything works. So the Trump coin comes out, it draws out that all that money, tons and tons of money, and it's keeping all these meme coins, and then all these meme coins are starting to come out. It's getting crazy. And then he launches that Melania coin, and that was a bad, 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 bad idea. He launches that thing, and then like basically runs up, rug gets pulled, people get pissed, and yeah, it just kind of screwed up the entire momentum of the money and everything else. So now you have all your money just getting poured into these meme coins all day, every day. Go on this deck screener. It's insane. There's 1,000+ coins every minute coming out, guys. And every one of them has the same name. You can make one that says whatever you want, like Alex Rodriguez. If you want that coin, make it, and it'll run up for a minute and then be right back down. And there's tons of people just sitting there. It's almost like scratch offs right now. People are just sitting there trying to hit these things, and they're all getting the rugs pulled on them. It's the craziest, craziest thing ever. And you just have a ton of money involved in these meme coins. And I'm telling you, it's going to stay in there for a while. I'm not so sure it's going to actually seek back out. Now, the reason why your big coins are doing well, your Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, they run on these networks. So obviously, people are they have to buy these Solana and Ethereum as well to be able to buy these meme coins. So now you got people just buying these three bigger coins. People like Bitcoin, it's sturdy, it's going to stay up there, and you have MicroStrategy. So yeah, you have exactly that going on. And you got a ton of people that are stuck in all these altcoins that are just worthless at this point. I mean, they're way down, and there's just no light for them to go up. I mean, just nobody. I don't see it happening. Some of them have to run like a thousand times, 100 times easily just to get back to where some of these guys are. So I think they're coming to the realization that it's a different crypto cycle than it was before, and that bull market the last time. And yeah, if you didn't position yourself the right way and be smart about it and not go after 30 of them and really focused on Solana and the bigger ones, you're getting your ass kicked right now. And I told you guys for months exactly what to look at and where to go with it. And yeah, it's definitely how it's rolled out. And Trump did not let. Yeah, he didn't list any coins. It's quite. I don't even know who the hell made them. I'm sure his kids did. Somebody did. But yeah, somebody made the Trump coin. But regardless, it's a good point. I don't know if Trump actually really even put it out. Nobody knows. To be completely honest with you, I have no idea. But yeah, the Trump coin came out, and then a Melania. And again, you could make a Trump coin right now if you want. They come out like all the time, and they run up for like 3 minutes. You look at the 15-minute chart on them, and within 15, 20 minutes, like within two candles, so 30 minutes, it runs up huge and it's way down like you just got smoked. So I'm just telling you, there's mad money involved in these things right now. You got to know what you're doing if you want to make money in them. You can't just be gambling and betting on just acting like any of them that pop up, because like I said, there's going to be 10 of them with the same name. So you can see that obviously some people didn't put the address in for ETF 500, and they bought the wrong one. And literally it was such a scam that the companies, and I know because I've talked to people, the companies just they held like you didn't see any coins, and then you had to contact the company and they told you bought a scam coin and you're out your money. So it happened to two people I know, both of them $300 each. So yeah, someone got $600 on scam coins right there. So if you don't put the right address in, and I'm telling you, there's like 100 of them out there. I'm telling you, it's so crazy. So you got to really know that meme coin and what the heck you're doing, because they move super fast. There's not something you can be jumping in and like walking away from and not selling like immediately. So it moves super, super fast, and it is crazy right now. And I see the money shifted in there. That's why you're seeing it. And again, I'm not so sure these altcoins are really ever going to get that crazy run in them. But hey, that's what we're going to see. And, I'm just giving you guys a little overview of what I see going on in crypto. And to be completely honest with you, it does look like something crazy is about to happen here with Bitcoin and stuff. Like I said, I think it's about to pull up, and then you're going to see Sol and everything else. So let me go through the rest of them because that was Bitcoin. Let's look at Solana. It's at 194 right now. It was down there lower earlier. And like I said, I think they're going to start really moving, whether it's this weekend or Monday. Something's about to happen here, and you're going to see something positive, I think, and they're going to just change these charts around and get moving. That's what I see. Cardano is at 72. And it is. It's way down. And again, Cardano is another one that falls in that description of, it's a great coin, but it's just not doing it. And you can see it on the chart. It's got this huge channel, and it doesn't look like it really wants to do it. You can see the other ones look good. Ethereum, not looking bad right here. It came down, and that 20 is coming down pretty, or that 50 is coming pretty fast down to that 200 right there to catch it. And yeah, you're going to see something happen. I'm telling you, I don't know exactly what it is. And I think Trump's kids were also, tweeting out, like Ethereum and Bitcoin look good. So you got to kind of take their word for that. And they probably know something there. So Doge is at 25, another one. So many people have a ton of money. It was running up before the election. Remember Doge, 41 cents. It was way up there looking great. 25 cents right now and not looking great anymore, guys. So Doge is another one of them coins that people just don't care about right now. It's just not important to anybody. So yeah, it's a totally different crypto market right there than we've seen before. Chainlink at 1885. Now, granted, they're down, they're pulled back. I think Chainlink might have a chance, but again, it doesn't look that sought out like it used to. I think your best bet sticking with the solid coins if you really want a solid return, and the rest of them are going to be meme coins that really make money. So the volatility is in the meme coins, and it's just not hitting these altcoins like they did last cycle, and that's where a lot of people made a ton of money. Trust me, in them altcoins, it was crazy, and it's just not doing it this time. So a lot of people invested very heavily in them because of last cycle, and they're just getting smoked right now. And like I said, if you didn't position yourself exactly right, you're getting crushed. Give me 1 second. Let me just blow my nose. 1 second. Hold on. All right, my apologies there. I definitely had to blow my nose. So yeah, I just feel like these altcoins just might not do what they were supposed to do, and everyone always thought they were going to do this cycle. And there's a lot of money tied up in them bad boys. I can promise you that. I mean, tons of money. Like I said, I got some buddies that are real heavy in this some crypto, and yeah, my one buddy thanks me every day. He's like, dude, you don't know how happy I am. I listen to you because these guys are like in these big like groups and stuff where they pay paid services, and you're talking millionaires. So they're trading like $100,000. They're trading millions of coins, big time stuff. And yeah, they got tons of money wrapped up into these things. And they asked me, I talked to some of them, and I'm just like, that chart looks dead. I mean, they all, and that's where I kind of came to the conclusion. I'm like, I just don't think that's ever going to happen for any of these things. I think they're coming to that conclusion now that they've just been like praying that these things would run, 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 and they're just not doing it. And at what point do you realize that you got a ton of money in something that's just sitting there and it's a dead duck now, and it's you didn't read the market right, and it completely changed on you. So again, you got to read things right and always be ahead and ready to pivot. And I don't think a lot of people were ready for it. And that's why you guys listen to the show, because guess who told you to buy a lot of Solana and a lot of Ripple and Bitcoin? I did. That's what else I'm telling you. ETF 500, I'm telling you, it's going to change people's lives this summer. It may be bouncing around now. They're great opportunities. And 3 months from now, you're going to go, holy shit, I wish I listened and bought so much of it. That's how these things work, guys. We always see like 3 months ahead, and that coin is going to be solid, and you're going to see these things get cruising. And again, meme coins, it's going to go flying. It just has to get that run in it, and it's not ready yet. They're just building them up, and none of them are. And you see Solana's down, so of course they're all going to be pulling back. I'm telling you, I'm loading up on this thing, so when it hits $1, I'll be completely changed my life 10 times over. So yeah, I'm telling you guys, I'm looking at this thing like it could really start to move, and these meme coins can fly. They go. Fartcoin did it. It went like insane in like a week. It was up like almost like 40 some thousand%. These things do it. That's where your money's being made. These meme coins are them altcoins, and that's where I don't think people. No one saw that coming, and so yeah, a lot of people got caught, and they got tons of money tied up in these altcoins that are just sitting there, and these meme coins are cruising. So yeah, my buddy even told me, he's like, dude, he was talking to these other guys today. They're way down. I mean, you don't even want to know the numbers these guys are down. And he was like, I'm telling them I got Solana, Ripple, and ETF 500, and I'm up a ton on all of them. I'm like, there you go. Perfect right there. And these guys, their heads are just like exploding. They don't even get it. So that's what they look like for me. And so yeah, and according to the information on CoinGecko, the total market cap for all altcoins, defined as all cryptocurrencies, excluding the Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and the top 10 altcoins, there's approximately 200 billion USD as of the latest data available. So there you go. $200 billion, guys, tied up and just doing nothing right now. Because look at all them coins; they're literally doing nothing, and it's a crazy, crazy thing. So if you didn't listen and pick them out right and go like heavy in Solana and these ones that you just knew were going to move, and again, I was saying it before, these charts, you could just see it. I never thought any of them looked good besides these, and that's why I was telling my buddy, yo, you better not go into 30 of them this time. I don't know if all them charts look that great. And are you going to really be willing to balance around when like five of them charts go down? You're going to be screwed. And again, he knows these guys that did it and they're all screwed. So it just shows you got to really pay attention and be ahead of the market. You just can't be throwing money at things because they worked last time. You got to understand the market conditions, what's going on. You got to understand the politics and everything else too. That's why I follow everything so closely, and that's why we pick 100%ers and exactly what's going to go up all the time, because we follow it so damn closely. We know the trends. I'm always knowing the trends. I mean, I'm usually 3 months ahead of the trends. That's why we know everything. So, and I'm not bragging. I'm just telling you that stock charts tell you everything. You just have to look at it and see what it tells you. They were telling me that months ago, and again, we positioned ourselves. And yeah, I was talking to these guys today, and my buddy, and I was like, my wife heard me. She was like, "Were you like having to like coddle people?" I'm like, "Yeah, these dudes are down a lot of money." I basically was telling them, "Guys, you might not get this money back. I don't know what to tell you." And then my one buddy's sitting there, like, just like with a smirk on his face, like, because he's way up and he's like, holy shit, this is nuts. Because I didn't realize this was all going on. And I think today it kind of really opened my eyes. I knew it was going on, but I think it really opened my eyes. I talked to some different people and I was like, you know what? That's absolutely exactly what's happening right now. So. And then you got these young kids running into these meme coins, like making millions of dollars because they understand it. But yet these crypto experts, so-called experts that made a ton of money last run, just lost a ton of money this run. So they're like baffled and they're getting blown out the water by these kids that are moving fast. And like I explained to them, yo, did you just keep up on these trends and stay ahead of the game? And none of them did. They were all just following these or these altcoins, worrying about these things having this alt season. I'm like, you can't worry about an alt season just because it did it last time. You got to look at the charts and know that it's going to do it. Solana was always looking good, and you knew it was going to run. So I was willing to throw a ton of money in it, and I did, and it definitely worked out great. So that's my crypto overlook right there, overview. But yeah, I think I think that's exactly what's happening. And again, all the money's just pouring into these meme coins, thousands of them every minute. I mean, if you look at the new pairs, every second there's like hundreds of them just rolling up, the doom, the doom, the doom, the doom. And it's just insane. You don't know which one's the next one, what to look for, and they run up so fast. Look at the 15-minute charts. They run up super fast. They all get the rug pulled. They're all down below where you could have possibly even bought it in at, and it just every single one looks the exact same. It's crazy, guys. I'm telling you, it's insane. So Be careful out there. That's why I'm telling you. But yeah, be careful also looking at all these altcoins. I used to trade them all. I know them very well. Like I said, LDO and Optimism, all these things. I've played every pop on them and they looked really good. And I'll be honest, I didn't have big positions. I had a couple of them and I had sold them all not long ago just because I didn't like the way that they looked. And I actually just put it right into in the ETF 500, and then anything that it was down on them altcoins, I made back immediately. So it was like, well, that was worked out perfect. And yeah, my buddy did the exact same thing. My buddy Johnny, and yeah, we were telling these guys, and they were just like, "You did what?" And we're like, "Yeah, I'm telling you, it's crazy." And so yeah, we weren't ever down on any altcoins or anything, and it's pretty wild. It's not running like you think it would run, but I'm telling you, something crazy is about to happen, and I think it's going to. And again, it's these meme coins that are going to really do it. I don't think it's pour more money in the Solana XRP and ETF 500 today. Hey, on these dips, I'm telling you, Laptop Travel, I sent a message to Laptop Travel. He asked me about ETF 500, and I told him where I was going to be, how many coins, and yeah, I have a big position, and like I said, I think it'll change your life in the summertime. You don't want to be in that position where you're like, oh shit, should have bought it when it was at 2 cents, and now it's at $1 or whatever it's at. Because I'm telling you, these things can move. He definitely has the community in it, and and that's what's going to be moving now are these meme coins, not so much the other ones. And your Solana's on the network, your Ripple, even Ripple, I would say is good, but Solana, I just think Solana, like I said, is Solana. Even Ethereum's looking much better. And yeah, every minute there's coins ready. So Murad, there's probably 5 million of them. MURAD, Adultery, NFS, Dex Hose, GSAI, Mom. There's 9 million Mom ones. Doge, there's a 10,000 of them, and this is like every minute, guys. So how do you even know which one you're buying? You don't have a clue. Somebody just makes them, and they get a chance to buy them at the bottom. A couple people see them post up, they buy into it. The thing runs up for like 6 minutes, and then it goes back down, and then they run it back up again once or twice, and then that's a wrap. You never see that coin again, and it's just like, holy shit, that was fast. And it's all day long that this goes on. So I have no idea how long that can go on for because clearly some people figure it out and make money on it. It's just crazy to me. I look at it, I'm like, how the hell do you even know what to buy and where to even go? It's nuts. So yeah, it's a wild world right there. So every minute there's tons and tons of coins being listed. So just that's that world and what I see crypto happening. But I do think it looks strong. And like I said from day one on this show, I believed in Solana probably the most. Like I told you all, it was my biggest position. And look what all these meme coins are running on, what network they run. And that's the thing. People have to buy Solana to buy all these meme coins. So that's why you're getting them. They're still staying real steady and moving. And it's just the money you gotta follow and track that money and be ahead of the trends. And now, did I know Meme Coin City was gonna happen? No, but I just something told me do not play all these altcoins. It doesn't seem like a good idea. And more or less the charts were telling me that than anything. And I just went with my gut and said, let's just focus on one or two that we know will be good. It'll be much better. And yeah, and that was months and months and months ago. So that's how you get looking at things and you stay on top of it. But yeah, I tried to guide you guys in the right direction, and I'm sure a few of you did. Listen, got Solana back then, bought it nice and cheap. It's way up, obviously. You'd be super up on it. And yeah, that's how that worked. So, but like I said, ETF 500, these dips I've been adding. So I believe it will cruise up. The chart never, honestly, I posted it yesterday. I said, you can see how it stayed up heavy. And my one buddy, huge, and I'm telling you, he probably has almost as much. I know he follows it so much that he bought so much when it was down under a penny. It said it moved him into one of the top holders. So my buddy is one of the top holders. I'm telling you, that's how much they have. These guys buy that much, and that's why I said you don't know who the hell's buying and selling these things, and because they'll sell a little bit here and there. They'll trim it because they have so much, and then they'll just buy it back with the profit. So he does it all the time. That's how they make a lot of money. And so yeah, he has a ton of it. I'm telling you, it's insane. And Yeah, it's just one of them things like you can look at it and he was even telling me today. He's like, "Dude, I'm looking at this thing." He's like, "Every top holder still has basically the exact same amount." He's like, "I moved into the top holders and yeah, they're all looking pretty steady. Nothing's dropping." He's like, "And that looks really good." And he knows what he's looking at. He's been doing it a long time. So yeah, and I obviously know it too. So it looks good. And you can see, I mean, people are going to trim, obviously, when it's dipping down a little bit. You're going to get a little bit trimmed here and there. Again, you got guys with millions of coins. So if they sell 100,000 coins, it's like like you having 100 and selling 10. It's no big deal. And that's what I try to explain to a lot of people. If you see 100,000 coins get sold, it's really not that much. It's probably someone that got like 10 million of them or more. And so 100,000 coins is like nothing, and they're not dropping 10 million, so you're not going to worry about it dipping down real hard. And yeah, here you go. Um, I'll post that out, laptop travel. So yeah, ETF and all that. That's how you can find the correct address right there. It says it right there. And I just posted it out, and that's exactly it. That's where you copy and paste the exact address for the ones that you want to find, and you put them into your search bar, into your Phantom wallet, and that's how you can and swap them out for your soul and buy the right one. So that's how you do that. I posted a video how to buy it as well. So yeah, make sure that. And if you need have any questions, obviously hit me up, send me a DM. You know I'll answer and help you out. I made a video. I've helped out a ton of people, and yeah, it'll. I'm telling you, just gotta be patient with these things, and it will move. The market will get cruising, and I'm excited because I'm telling you, it's a project that you guys are getting in early on, and people will be chasing it once it hits 6, 10 cents. That's when you get big buyers in too. So, and that's what these guys look at. Certain guys don't even buy until they get to certain numbers like 10 cents. I know a guy, he won't buy anything under, and he just knows like, yeah, 10 cents, the market cap's here. I'm comfortable with it. And these guys are putting big time money in, guys. So it's you got to understand how these things really work. And that's what I've been learning and figuring out. I wanted to learn this stuff because these are what's going to be making money the next few years. And if you understand it, you can make a ton of money. And the way to make the money in these crypto coins and stuff is have that community, have people that are willing to buy it at that bottom, that are willing to hold it with you and not just dump it off. And yeah, like I said, my buddy will ride that thing up. He's got a ton of money in it, guys, and he'll ride it all the way on up. He'll trim a little here and there. Trust me, he'll do it, and all of them will. You have to. I'll have to too. I got tons of it. So what are you gonna do? Have millions of coins and just keep them forever? Like you gotta sell 100,000 here, 100,000 there. If not, you're just holding on. And then if it gets all the way to the top, and all them guys just decide that they're gonna sell all them coins, you better hope you had already gotten out because you're toast. And that's what you learn how not to do that, and that's how the coin can continue to keep money getting made. Because if the rug gets pulled, the coin's basically done at that point, unless someone's willing to buy up a whole shit ton of supply and then re-promote it. Basically, what happened to Farcoin. So that's what happens with these things. So you got to understand the back end of it and why these rugs get pulled and why certain coins will actually make money. It's more or less their communities buying it up, holding on to it, and they believe that it's a good project. And again, every single coin's the exact same. It means nothing except the community and the people that are holding it. They actually drive the thing up and make it worth something. So they're all worthless until the community makes it worth something. So that's what the crypto coins are now. And especially these meme coins, and these meme coins are the altcoins now. So at this moment. So just a little heads up and a little crypto talk there. Hope you guys enjoyed that. And that's what I see. So yeah, there's a lot of people getting their ass whooped. There's a lot of people that made good decisions. And then there's a lot of kids making money on these meme coins. And then there's a lot of these pro traders that have no idea what's going on. So it's kind of crazy when you look at the entire overall crypto world. And like I said, you want to be in them big ones. They're going to be steady and keep going up. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. So keep an eye on them bad boys, and that's that for your crypto talk. And yeah, and like I said, I'm just sitting here looking at the prices on my stock cube here, and there you go. So let me see if I missed anything. I think I got everything there as I was talking crypto. Yeah, I think I did. Let me see what's active here. Obviously, our M. Oh, let me see what I just do. Hold on one second. Here we go. MGOL, we know that one's been up there. What is it at right now? I don't even know. 32 cents it says. And again, it could hit this 37 area in the morning and come right down. So you got to be really careful with that bad boy chasing it. We were obviously in super early. I was trading it today and we got in at like what, 12 cents or something crazy. I know I got in when I posted it. So it was looking really good. We knew it was going, and bam, lottery ran way up, and the Nvidia's probably hitting some resistance. And that CYN, I'll look at it tomorrow. It doesn't look too bad down there. Um, Took a nice dip today, so I'll look at it again. Rhyme is having a reverse split. We talked about that. That Lucid is setting up, guys. Let me look at this thing because Lucid LCID, it is getting set up. They have earnings coming up on the 25th down the road, and it just hitting that line and not ready to roll through. And actually, let me look at these guys real quick, our computer hardware ones, because I did want to see what they were up to. RGTI, we looked at it earlier real quick. But let me see again. That's down 54 cents and just kind of pulling down. Let me see. RGTI. Yeah, that looks like it might pull down tomorrow. QUBT, let's see that down 30 cents. And that one is not ready, I don't think, yet tomorrow. So, yeah, I think these things still have a little setup time left. They may bounce around, but they're not ready to just get running yet. So, you don't want to be putting your options on them from like a month out because it might not work out there. And, yeah, QBTS, that one's just like hitting the line. And again, these might just hit that line and pull back a little bit. We'll see tomorrow how they look. QMCO, Quantum Corp. This is on the support line right there. This one might want to try to bounce. I'll look at it tomorrow. And that Q2 QTUM, I do that every time. QTUM, the Defiance ETF, I mean, it's hitting the line. Like I was saying yesterday, it was going to be up a little today. It went up in the after hour. I don't know if it was up today, but it's not crossing through. You can pretty much see it right there. QTUM. Let me look. Yeah, I would be surprised if that crosses through right there. So we'll look at it tomorrow and see if it tries to cross through that MACD. I think it's going to pull back and have to reset up right there. And IONQ, that was up yesterday, I think. I remember it was down $1.05. And yeah, it doesn't look like they're exactly ready yet. So I think they may be pulling back as well. And let me just see if there's anything going on over here that I missed. That LIPO was up in EQ. Anything else? Let me see. I think we saw everything right there. We looked at that DGLY, that digital ally thing. No, we didn't. We looked at something DRCT. DGLY. This thing's getting set up, guys. DGLY. I thought I just got mixed up because I just looked down. It was DRCT. I was thinking we had it on the list and we didn't. DGLY. Look at that thing. It ran up today, hit that 24 to 33, closed at 21. But it looks like it's trying to stay set up there. So we'll have to look at it tomorrow morning. DGLY. Let me jot that down right quick. And let's see what else is happening here. I don't really see a whole lot, to be honest with you. That APPS was up. SCNI, Sinai. This one's not looking too bad, guys. Keep your eye on this. This one could run up there. Sinai Immunotherapeutics. And it was up 35 cents today, and it's looking pretty good. SCNI. So keep an eye on that one. SCNI, yeah, 356 to 405, and that's where it's at. It could run up there a little bit more, so keep your eye on SCNI right there. And what else is going on here? That's pretty much it. I don't really see a whole lot. And what was our news stories going on? Asian stock ticks up as traders eye U.S. payrolls data, yen at a 2-month high. Tech lifts Hong Kong stocks to 3-month high. Amazon's outlook underwhelms as tech giant forces lumpy cloud growth in years ahead. And stock futures are a little changed as investors brace for big payrolls report. I guess payroll reports coming up. And Amazon stock falls as outlook disappoints. Let's see what's going on stock twits real quick. And Amazon's down. That CLSK is up. CELH, we've looked at that one. Is that what is that, Celius or something? Yeah, Celius Holdings. How I know these things, I have no idea. But that is pulled back down there. We'll have to see. AFRM, I know we looked at that before. I can't think of the name of it, but I know we've looked at it. Affirm Holdings, that's it. And that one has earnings today. Yeah, today it had earnings. I'd have to look at that. Could be pulling back right there. NET and PINS, what are they? NET, net is Cloudflare, and that's all the way at the top pulling back. So yeah, I don't know. These things look like they could be pulling back here. And PINS is Pinterest, and that has earnings. It did today, right? Yep, it had earnings. It actually looks like it's trying to curl up, but I have no idea. And Bill is Bill Holdings. I thought it was that Wild Buffalo thing, or nah, that wouldn't make sense. And Bill looks like he's going to be pulling back there. So Bill Holdings, he looks like he's pulling back. And what else? PSFE. Let's see. What is that one? PSFE is PaySafe Limited. That one popped up today. Hey, watch for this one in the morning, guys. PSFE. It could be one of them runners in the top right there. So PSFE could be a little momentum guy right there. So keep an eye on that one right there. And there you go. I would say we've nailed everything. Let me see. I think we got everything there. And yeah, I'd say we pretty much got it all. Did I look at Buru? I forget. Did I even put that on there? I was supposed to. Let me see. New Buru. Let's look at it. I don't remember doing it. It was up 2 cents. It looks like yesterday was its bottom. I think I did do it actually. I don't remember. Anyway, let's do it anyway. It's down at the bottom. Yesterday looks like it was its bottom at 15 cents down there. And let me take a look at it and see. BURU. Yeah, it's trying to get set up there. I don't know if it'll be bouncing tomorrow hardcore, but it is trying to set up. And there you go with Nubaru. So there you go, everybody. I'd say that's a good market review and a little crypto talk and what's going on with the crypto world there. And yeah, we'll be on at 7 a.m. You know that for our pre-market show. We'll do our laptop lowdowns, of course, our Jolie's jumpers, see what's popping in the morning. We'll go through the scanners and see what else is going on. So tune in at 7 a.m. We'll be checking out the market, seeing what's going on, what's going to be popping for a Friday, and end the week on a good note there. So have a good night, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Greatly appreciate it. Laptop Travel is at the Pink Wolf is here tonight. How are you? And Winter Mute, how you doing? Profit Logics, Jay Kratz, RD, Alicia, Zach. There was a ton of people on earlier. And yeah, there, thank you very much for checking out the show, checking out the replays. And I put them up on the YouTube page if you just want to check them out. They're all up there as well. So yeah, I greatly appreciate everybody hanging out, tuning in, sending in stock tickers, and we'll really get back to crushing the market again. Like I said, I felt like I definitely had like the flu. Felt like the market had the flu this week and crypto. So maybe everything was under the weather, and next week it's going to be a much better time. So I'll be excited, I'll be ready, and we'll be locking in profits. Like I said, I was trading that MGOL today and just kind of locking in some profits. We'll see how it opens up tomorrow, and I'll probably just dump it off first thing, but we'll see if it wants to run up some more there. And there you go. I only have a little bit left, so I'm not worrying about it one way or the other. So there you go, everybody. Have a great night. I'll catch you guys at 7 a.m. And thanks again for tuning in. I'll see you guys in the morning. Good night.